Hi friends, in this video I'm going to talk about why you should focus on one skill at a time. Means why you should learn one skill at a time. So who I am? I am who have tried to learn multiple things such as learning English, graphic designing, learn to code, etc. There are so many things I have tried to learn. So I have good experience what happens when you learn multiple things and how many skills I'm able to learn, I have learned. So yes, so I can share my experience and you could get some insight so that you can if if you want to learn, if you're trying to learn something, you could try and then get some insight from my video, and then with that mindset you can try and start learning that particular thing. Okay, now first let's talk about how many skills I tried and failed. The first skill is actually learning to code. I failed. However, I failed in so many skills. Means I failed, then I start learning again, then I failed, then I start learning again. I failed specifically in code because once when I started learning, I did not learn from a good platform. I started learning through YouTube, which is not good, because if you are learning from YouTube, you will have many restrictions. You don't have any projects and challenges or anything to work on. Then if you don't have any projects and challenges, how you will be able to grow your skills? Right, so that's the reason I was learning from YouTube. They were just sharing the concept, the how one thing works. So that's the reason I was not able to learn. And succeed learning graphic designing because I have purchased that course from Udemy. And she was her name was Lindsay Marsh, and she is amazing. So that's why I got complete structure, learning structure. Then only I was able to learn, and I was focusing on one thing at a time. I will talk about how I was learning graphic designing. I guess I have already made a video, you could check out. Okay, and let's talk about, okay, what happens when you start learning skills. One thing that we cannot assume, that how much efforts and energy we have to put in order to accomplish that goal. For instance, let's take an example of graphic designing. If you are starting learning graphic designing, you cannot assume how much efforts and energy you have to put. It depends on how much time you have given yourself. If it is 1 year, that is more than enough. If it is 6 months, so you have to assume, or you will not be able to. However, you have to watch some experienced people, you know videos on YouTube or any other platform, or you could have conversation with any graphic designer. He or she will tell you how much efforts you have to put in order to learn graphic designing. So it depends on time you have aligned. It depends on how much you are getting insights, that how much problems and challenges you are going to face. If you get these things in advance, so you will be able to assume and predict, like, how much efforts and energy you have to put. Now let's talk about what's the problem with learning multiple skills at a time. The first is, if you are learning multiple things at a time, the first is stress, because you will have stress working on multiple skills, and it will feel like a burden. Because if you are working on one skills, let's take an example of graphic designing. If you're working, and while learning that skill, working on that skill, you will have in mind, okay, I have to work on that another skill as well, and a third skill as well. We will talk about, you could learn two skills as well. So we will talk about at the end of the video. Now it will feel like it's a burden. You will be stressed out and you will not feel satisfied, because if you are learning, according to my experience, I have experienced that if you're not enjoying anything, little bit enjoyment is important, to be honest. If it is completely stressful or burden, you will not be able to learn that skill. So it is important that you are feeling satisfied. If you are learning multiple skills, you will not feel satisfied, and as well as chances are very high that you will end up quitting, means you will end up stop learning that skill. So you will not feel satisfied, you will not have fun, so that's the reason you will end up stop you will end up giving up. Now let's talk about why you should what happens when you focus one skill at a time. Actually, let's take an example of this time code, learning to code. If you're learning web development, so and the first requirement is actually taking a good course. It depends on where you are learning from. So get a good course and then start learning on that, completing projects and learning the concepts. Then only once you will start learning that, you will be able to tackle what problems actually you are facing. Maybe it's environment, it's environment problem, it's focus problem, concentration problem, or resources problem. You will be able to get to know. And then if you're working on one skill, you will have enough time because you have given yourself enough time. Then you will like, okay, no worries, I will go ahead and I will resolve it. That's okay, totally fine. So you will once you will tackle and resolve that, then you will not face that problem in future again, right? If you have tackled, now you have learned how to tackle, right? So this is how small problems, or we call challenges, you will face while learning. Because the moment we decide, we commit to learn anything, we think that okay, let me get a course, let me just learn through that course, and that's it. Whatever she will say, whatever she will give me projects and challenges, I will complete that, and then life is good, I will have money, I will get that 20 or 8 10 or 20 LP package which YouTubers talks about, which YouTuber talk about always. I can I have watched so many videos. They just say okay, just learn graphic designing and learn web development and learn cloud computing and so on, and you will get this much 20 LPA 18 LPA package. So yes, this is a problem, that we cannot assume the challenges, which is actually we cannot assume. We will be able to assume once we will start learning. Like once you will complete 1 month or 1.5 months, then you will get to know okay, these problems you are facing. And at the same time, if you are learning multiple things on a time, multiple skills on a time at a time, and then you will be like okay, I'm facing this problem, I did not assume this, I did not predict this. Okay, this type of problem I would be facing when I would start learning skill. Then what you will do, you will stop giving up. This has happened with me, that hidden challenges which I faced, because of those small challenges I failed, because I just straightforwardly assumed that okay, I just have to complete this course and life is good, amazing. Now the solution is start working on one skill at a time, because you will give enough time to learn. You will give like about 1.5, you will give in a day like 2 to 3 hours or 4 hours, and learning with satisfaction, with giving enough time and learning slowly, and then that learning process will gradually increase. It will be fast after learning a couple of weeks your particular skill. And it happens with me. I used to give about 1 to 2 hours in my library when I was learning graphic designing. So I was like 2 hours, and then it increased to 4 hours, and then 6 hours. And I guess one day I have given 7 to 8 hours when I was learning graphic designing. So it will increase gradually, and then after learning 1 month or 1.5 months, you will have enough grip. You have enough grip. If you have enough grip, if you start learning any other skill, you will be able to learn 2 skills at a time. Yes, because you have enough grip. That was the solution. And yes, as I mentioned, that it is not impossible to learn multiple skills at a time. However, it will not be enjoyable. It will not be satisfied, and it will feel like burden, and chances are very high that you will give up. Okay, so just wanted to share this thing, and if you want to watch my other videos, latest videos, you can click here. And if you have any other solution and suggestions which you can share on comment box, so that other will get to know that okay, by using this and this formula and techniques, you can actually work on multiple things, because this world is digital era where we are multitasking. So it is actually essential that you have to work on multiple things. However, if you have any other suggestion or video suggestion, you can drop a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.